Hello, Alex Sturgeon, HobbyTown HobbyPlex, and I'm getting ready for what's going to probably be a very cold round 3 of the Tekno 1/8 scale Winter Series here at the HobbyTown HobbyPlex in Omaha, Nebraska. I just finished putting the round 3 track together, making some changes. I really like this track now. I'm excited to show you guys how it's going to go. I'm going to throw some water on it tonight, going to throw some water on it tomorrow night, going to throw some water on it Thursday night, because Friday and Saturday is supposed to be dipped down into the teens on Saturday. So it's going to be a cold one in here. Got an idea on maybe how I can keep the doors shut. We're going to try a new fan system. But what's going to happen is if it's too wet in here, too much moisture, too much humidity, turns into fog as soon as you open up these doors, and it rolls in, and then you can't see. So we're going to have to let this thing kind of dry out this weekend to make sure that the only fog that's around is the nitro smoke. So anyways, that was a little tangent. Let's get to the track, shall we? All right, so first thing I want to show you guys is that I moved the loop. So this jump onto the straightaway right here was probably, let's see, where's the seam at? So that seam right there is where the old loop was, and to make it so that everybody could cross off-road and oval, the jump had kind of a weird angle to it. I widened this jump and redid it. It's a lot smoother. It kind of got a weird kick to it. And then we moved the loop back to here. So that's probably a good 4 feet. Okay. So the other thing that was going on was the original corner, the last turn essentially was right here, which would be normally the end of the oval. And if you got too far over this way, if you pushed or if you did it on purpose, on the last lap you could actually catch the loop. And because I had to have the loop timer at a certain spot, it sort of skewed some. It didn't happen a lot, but when I saw it, I had to go in there and amend the time, and I don't want to do that. And so now it's in a different spot. I'll show you that here at the end of the run. So we're gonna go down the straightaway. I adjusted this pipe a little bit because I actually hit that and broke my car once, and I'm like, I don't really like the pipe right there. But you can see what we've done here at the end of the straightaway. So straightaway is a little bit longer. It's going to go up a little bit more because here is the old corner. You can see the paint left over. So you can see we brought the end of the straightaway all the way up here. Still got a fixed pit exit, but you'll jump onto the straightaway and then come all the way up here. Then you're going to come down, and this has been redone and is sticky and smooth. You can hear my feet. Something real funny I want to show you guys is this thing. That is a manhole that goes down to a sewer that is about 15 feet below, and it's always been there. I ran into it once when this place was outside way back in like 2008 or 9. When we moved down here from the old track, and I hit that with a bobcat once. It stopped me cold. I was like, what in the world was that? And then we dug it out. We're like, oh my god, there's a buried manhole cover there. Anyways, so yeah, come in here. At first, I was actually going to make this a 180 and have it kind of like an angle drop-in thing. But then the manhole cover, I was like, oh crap, I can't do that. So instead, it's got a little kink to it. It actually flows really good. You can see my tire tracks. I've been making a couple laps here, just making sure everything works like it's supposed to and it flows good before I make this video. This hump, was gonna move it, but I'm like, nah. And then this thing, I love this thing. I didn't like this thing first round when you could sky it and jump basically all the way down. But after we made it a little step up, especially right at the corner, I actually really like this. And I really like how we're jumping into the whoops right here. So that stayed. I'm sure some of you that have raced were like, oh man. This hump here stayed because it was really good. And now we have an elevated corner here. And that ended up being pretty good. It's a little wonky just because it's got an edge to it. So it's not necessarily like a round style corner. You do kind of have to, I don't know what to call it, but it's not easy, put it that way. Then this is the farthest corner away from the track, and what I did here was this jump here, it was pretty tight over here. I didn't think it was going to be tight when I built it originally. This was a very fast section of the track, so you would how did we do that? Oh yeah, you would come all the way up to there and then drop down. There's a little drop down jump, and then you would haul tail into this thing and then just kind of let off and it would float. I mean, you're still doing that, but I did a couple things to make this jump not so crazy. A lot of crashes were over here, and it was a real skinny lane, so it was just kind of awkward. I extended this jump by a good probably 2 feet, so you can see the difference in the dirt there. So I widened this corner just a hair, and then I did drop the landing of this down a little bit, so you can actually see the old landing right there. You can see the dirt marks. Hopefully you can see that. So I made it a little flatter, a little longer, just so it flowed better. So then this curve, and then this thing was like a drop off, and I had this idea that I was going to change this whole thing up and get rid of a triple and make it like a long double, like a really long double. So you're going to jump that, and then you're going to jump into a long double, and then you're jump into another long double. I may still do that, maybe for round 4, if I'm feeling up to it, if I feel that it's necessary. But instead, what we got here was, you could see the old drop-off was right there. That's what the old drop-off was. Well, now you got to jump. So you're going to jump down there, and you're going to jump right here. You can. I probably made it a little too tall. It doesn't kick you at all, but you can jump pretty far into this. So if you're running an e-buggy, I don't think that'll be an issue. If you're running nitro, I think it'll actually work out just fine. You're going to definitely want to be on the brat while you're in the air to get your clutch engaged, so that you can make this triple. This triple has been here now for 3. It'll be here for 3 races. It just jumps good, and I didn't want to mess it up, so we added a little bit of dirt over there just to I don't know, just to put it there, but probably didn't have to, but I did anyways. So the landing's nice and long. It's got a super long landing, so it's not really a car breaker or anything, unless you're one guy that broke last round, kind of landed wonky. I want you to see something here. This white pipe here, you can see that I moved it. I moved it this way to the right a little bit to widen the lane, because it did over time. It's like the pipe gets hit enough that people pick it up and move it, and it kept creeping over to the left more and more and made this lane look really skinny, and I wasn't a fan of that. All right, so another section of track that's been here a really long time is this corner and this corner. And if you had watched our INS race way back in July, this actually was a zigzag. So you would come in, so you came in here to this one, and then to this one, and then there was another pipe up there, and there's another pipe up there. So we got rid of that for the first and second round of the Tekno Series. Well, now what you're going to do is you're going to just turn. So it's 2 little switchbacks. There's a little drop-off thing right here, only because this was really bumpy, and I wanted it to be slightly smoother. Plus, oval, we got to put that back. Got to put the pipe back, so I kind of wanted to define where that was at. Maybe we might even be able to jump over the pipe when I put it down, so I won't have to pull up the pipe all the time when we're running both the oval and the off-road. But anyways, so you're going to jump, you're going to hit that, and you kind of just upset your car enough, and then you come to the middle of the oval into this hump right here, and that, when I did the oval last week, I didn't make a video for it, but I did a really good, if I do say so myself, did a really good job of getting the oval worked in for round 3 of their series. And I took that opportunity to move the loop, to redo that jump, and then to reposition this. I put it right in the middle of where this corner was going to be. And so you're going to hit that, and then you're going to take a left, and you can see that is moved in, and then you're going to come straight this way. And now this was a double with a short little approach to it, because you still did the zigzag thing. In the old track, you came up here, and then you turned and went this way. Well, now you get a run at it, and now this is a kind of a downhill triple. So this is going to feel like a very big jump. And for an indoor track, it is. It's a big jump, but it's not hard. And I think for the electric guys in our tentacle crowd, they're going to double single it. Kind of showed some guys how to do that the other day. There's a nice little pocket to land in, and it's way down here. It's about right here. So you're going to hit that, and then you come over here into this little 180, And then I redid this jump when I redid the oval, so it saved me some time. This thing was getting pretty beat down by the condensation drip, and it kind of lost a bunch of lift. And so I redid this because unfortunately, this part of the track, I call it no man's land. If you crash back here, sucks to be you, because the closest marshal over here is here, or now it's going to be probably that guy right there. So don't crash back here. That's just what I'm saying. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it's going to have to be, because at least probably for the rest of the year. But I did make this jump a lot easier. So now you should be able to just get on here. And then what's cool is now we can hammer it. So before, after this hump, we would turn to the right, right at the end of it. Well, now we're going to carry a bunch of speed. So hopefully a lot less crashing back here. You're going to hammer it, come up this hill. It kind of floats you or jumps you slightly, depending on where you are, to be honest with you. If you're on the outside, your car gets the air. If you're on the inside, you kind of just tap, tap, tap the dirt a little bit. And then you can hammer it into this. This is a banked corner for the dirt oval. This is turn 1. And you can just hammer it. And then come around here, and then cross the loop, and then down the straightaway again. So this is going to be a much faster part of the racetrack. And then we have a little bit of a longer straightaway. So I'm guessing the lap times might even get a little bit quicker. So I think we were running 22s, 23s. I think we'll probably be back into the possibly 20s, maybe 21s. But I really like those changes. One of the reasons why I like this change right here is because I don't have to worry about anybody getting a fast lap because they got too close to the loop. You can time it. As a race director, you can put the breakout lap, as close as you can get to say what I would say would be like your fastest driver. So if you had Seth Van Dalen here doing Expert Nitro, and he can run a 21.5, that's his fastest lap. Well, then you got to put it at like 21, and they might even be able to break that. You never know. So unfortunately, when you do that, well, then the guy in the C main that can only do a 24, if he comes over here and he goes wide and he hits a loop, well, he's going to catch. He's going to catch that line, and it's going to count that lap. Hopefully, the next lap, it's slower. He does it right, and it end up being slower. But if he does it back to back, well, then yeah, it's kind of screwed up. So this takes that away, and I'm really happy about that. This was going to be a number of things. I was going to do like a star pattern in the middle of the oval with some dirt, so you would come in and then have to roll like 3 times. That's still an option for later on in the year. We still got 2 rounds after this, so there might be some changes. There's definitely some more changes I could do just with this track alone, and incorporate some other stuff that I had been thinking about doing for a long time with this track as well. So all with that, let's take it up top. This is gonna be a long video of me talking, but I don't care. I haven't actually made one of these YouTube videos in a while, so we will be live streaming this weekend, of course. We'll take you up the stairs here. I don't know how many of you guys out there in YouTube land ever get to see the driver stand. A lot of stuff up here. What happens is like, because we have open track all the time, like people leave pop, soda, sweaters, cigarettes. They're not supposed to be smoking up here, but whatever. All right, so middle of the track. I'm in the middle. I've been sick for a month, by the way. All right, you can see right there. So loop, jump, straightaway, down, cut up, go over there, cut down, jump, 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 big jump, land it, back and forth. You're going to jump into there, from there, big jump again, and then little jump, and then haul it up there and come all the way around. It's really fast and it's really fun. I got to say, that is a cool part of the racetrack, and it's going to be really fast because it's banked. So you're going to be able to get on it. So yeah, I'm stoked. This didn't take too long. Everything kind of went okay, and knock on wood, hopefully that continues for a while. But I like this track change. This is one of the ones that I had drawn up way back in October. So for now, I'm pretty happy. That's all I got. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends. We'll be live streaming this weekend. Hopefully everything works fine on Saturday. And yeah, catch you then. Make sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends about our channel. We'll make another video for you soon. All right, one more thing before we go. I'm really excited because we got the next thing to post. I'm a little behind. So this is the 2023-24 Tekno Series champs. I'm gonna do the 24-25. That's last year's soon, but check that out. I don't make these often because, like, I don't need any. I got enough. That sounds arrogant too. I don't really need a poster, but I did make that one because look at my hair. It's perfect. Anyways, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So it's pretty cool.